everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. On the 9th day of Maharashtra political crisis, State Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray gave up the fight to save his government and resigned from the post. His resignation came after the Supreme Court refused to stay the floor test ordered by the Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari. He not only resigned as Chief Minister but also as an MLC. He announced his resignation via a Facebook Live. Now that Facebook Live lasted for about 15 minutes and he addressed the people of the state also in it. He said, and I quote, "I have no regrets about leaving the Chief Minister chair. Whatever I did for the Marathi people and Hindutva. Today, in front of everyone, I am announcing my resignation as Chief Minister of the state." He also thanked Congress's Sonia Gandhi and NCP Sharad Pawar for standing unitedly with him when his own people, when his own partymen betrayed him. To the public, he said, and I quote, "You gave me a lot of love. You listened to my advice. In these times, there have been a lot of communal riots in the country, but there were no riots in Maharashtra because of you, my sensible citizens of Maharashtra. There were also riots over CAA and NRC protest, but there were no riots in the state. Muslims also listened to it. It must be mentioned here." This is what he said to the people. Now, slamming the rebel MLAs, Uddhav said that those who were bestowed with important positions by Shiva Sena had betrayed the party. He said, "The Shiva Sena made common men, people who drove rickshaws, who ran small shops as corporators, MLAs, MPs and ministers. These people have now become big. Those who were given everything by the party are now saying they are angry, while common Shiv Sainiks who have not received anything in the past are today strongly standing behind the party." He also took a swipe at Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari, who ordered the floor test in the 24 hours. He said, "I also want to thank the governor that he upheld the values of democracy. Within 24 hours of receiving a letter for the floor test, the governor gave directions for it. I want to remind the governor that the same respect for the values of democracy should also be shown for a decision pending with him for over 1.5 years regarding the approval of the nomination of 12 members of the Legislative Council. If that list is accepted expeditiously, even now, we will continue to respect you." This is what he said, taking a swipe at the governor. Now, incidentally, Shiv Sena had moved to the Supreme Court after the governor ordered a floor test to be conducted within 24 hours. On Tuesday night, a letter was leaked that suggested there could be a floor test in Maharashtra. However, Raj Bhavan quickly said that it was a fake letter. Soon after, leader of opposition Devendra Fadnavis met Bhagat Singh Koshyari and submitted that the current MVA government has lost majority. Thus, the very next morning, Raj Bhavan ordered a floor test to be conducted within 24 hours. Now, Shiv Sena contested it in the Supreme Court, saying that there was a stay on the disqualification of 16 MLAs by the court. However, the court gave a green signal to the floor test nonetheless. Meanwhile, Uddhav Thackeray addressed a cabinet meeting. During the cabinet meeting, which proved to be the last for him, the government took 3 important decisions. The decisions included renaming Aurangabad as Sambhajinagar, renaming Osmanabad as Dharashiv, and approving the demand of naming Navi Mumbai Airport after local stalwart D.B. Patil. These were some of the key decisions pending before the government. In the cabinet meeting, he also thanked the Congress and NCP ministers, and reportedly, he also said sorry if he had hurt anyone in the last 2.5 years. He walked out of the cabinet meeting with folded hands, with son Aditya by his side, flanked with his supporters. Now, as the Supreme Court decision was pronounced yesterday evening, he announced his resignation via Facebook Live. Later on, he drove to Raj Bhavan himself along with senior Shiv Sena leaders Neelam Gore and Anil Parab to submit his resignation to the governor. A group of Shiv Sainiks also followed him, who shouted slogans in his support as he handed over his resignation. His resignation also effectively meant that there was no need for a floor test. Raj Bhavan also issued a notice regarding the same last night. On the other hand, the rebel MLAs moved from Guwahati to Goa. They are expected to land in Mumbai today. Governor may also call the BJP, which is now the single largest bloc in Maharashtra Assembly, to form a government in the state. As the workers on the ground celebrated the development, top leaders of the BJP huddled for a meeting yesterday night to devise a strategy going further. Meanwhile, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut on Thursday asserted that we will work and come to power on our own once again. Shiv Sena is not born for power, but power is born for Shiv Sena. This has always been Balasaheb Thakray's mantra, he said. Now, as you all know, that he also has received ED summon, and he has said that on Friday he may be going for questioning to ED office. Well, that's all the update we have as of now about the Maharashtra political crisis. As I said, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has already resigned. Now it remains to be seen when Devendra Fadnavis will take over as Chief Minister of Maharashtra. When will he take oath as Chief Minister of Maharashtra? And that is for the third time. Do let us know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.